social living, that's so living. To every car on the chauffeur driven, I'm after power running from the like the life of ghost I'm living, so dog. Please don't preach to me about smoking. These few tokes of heaven might be as close I'm getting. I'm in the mood. Blame the snitches who got my dog locked. Bitches working for the department just like a mall cop. And they don't want smoke, now the guardsman different. Something's off, they from a different cloth, the garment different. They may cook, but the arm been different. I went from local to bi-coastal and dog, there's such a large indifference. I'm still the same me. AKA I'm with the game need. Back from a sprained knee, I'm Westbrook in game 3, I'm all in. Just give me money and some pussy I can fall in. If I'm the one they call, who do I call? Then it's lonely at the top. Probably never make it cause I want my homies at the top. But if I make it, then we all win. And I should bring everybody, but I probably would. Whole family Hollywood, we like the Baldwins. They took the game and made a mockery with it. I got bored with the game and played Monopoly with it. And see that last line, they probably get it. But see, my mind was in a real estate. I even got some property with it. So Carolina, if I ain't God sent, must be the weed smoke. And since I put the bubbler behind me, my life is speedboat. Shout out JJ Solomon, that's upstate Ebro. Supporting every movement, but they want me to lead though. So Carolina, since it appear you clueless, every year, oh, we next up. I hear these rumors, but they forget I'm one of the first ones to get you through this. They stab the king in his back, and too Brutus. So when I'm roaming, all black like the omen, by myself just zoning, keep the check flowing. Ain't here to wrestle with these grown men. He gave the game his heart, how much is Brett Owen? Said you'd be dead for me. Remember I had beef with blood, that shit was red for me. Wifey told me go, babe, go. She said she cared for me, told me not to let the beat breathe. That shit was air for me, never cared who they compared to me. I'm just Sean, life is chess, Harry King gotta trust pawns. As I sit here, smoking weed to these club songs, let's see if they love me after I'm gone. Just take 2 shots of Hennessy in memory of. Across the line, I guess my life is what the penalty was. Enemy of the state, knowing who the enemy was. Carolina, who knew our greatest fear would be love? That shit is crazy. And all you on board is here to take up space. Please allow me a moment to say grace. It's still Black Bank, let's keep the rank in place. And on that note, it's a Franklin face. Keep it 100, it's the Yacht Club. It's the Yacht Club. Said you can't.
It's that new 2K18.
I never had nothing but a spirit and a heart. That's a God pack. I don't shop at sex. I ain't got no money to go blow on that. We fuss about this and that. By the time the moon rise, I made a cream pie. She a queen, she need cutie time. I'm a king, so I made time.
Switch it up on
I'm muscling on them, man. They gotta catch up here.
Knock at the door. It's a demon at the door. He said, where the heroin, bro? I told that demon hit the road. I ain't selling heroin, bro. If you're selling dope, you're selling for the folks. And then they coming like you're up. That's a system joke. Then you lose your bra, your home and your car. You got caught up in the hype, cause you thought you was a star.
I see y'all Instagram flashes out there talking about y'all selling dope on the gram and all that. Get out of here.
The sun out and I'm feeling it. 20 minutes in and it's killing me. My feet up in the dirt, digging deep in it. I don't think these people really know what nature did to me. I'm feeling like an avatar. My dread to a tree. And I don't eat no animals. And animals love me. I don't want my food for Walmart. I want it off a tree. Why can't I get my own food? Why they trying to enslave me?
That's for my woke folks, man. Catch up, like I said, man. I'ma dumb it down real quick for y'all.
No Cuban links and no meats. Whatever get purchased by me. Capiche? Tats on my face, that's so waste. I ain't covering up all this handsome on my face. I'm just trying to get, I ain't trying to race. Look at him, he's struggling to stay in first place. He killed a man for no bands, he ain't got faith. They say that they got heart, I don't think so, no way. No way.
Give me 50,000 and watch and see what I do. My info jotted
Down in my eye notes. Them codes from the sun, that's God knows. 9/11 was a system joke. Oh, really, 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 really sorry if you lost your folks. To make it better, they alive on different rims. Hey, beat that tree.
I can't support the team.
Hey, beat that pig skin.
I can't support the league.
Humans turn the box, look what the system did to them.
When we gonna stop like fighting each other and going against each other?
I'm gonna keep trying, but I know
It's like harder for each other.
Everything mental. The human best solar rental. Everything you see in 3D holographic. You create your own world.
Where my headphones at, man? I don't know. Turn my radio up a little bit more. What I'm doing? Sitting in my room, I let my radio I'm in my room, I let my radio sitting in my room, I let my radio I'm in my room, the show.
It was all a dream.
I used to read that Word Up magazine. Back then when Wu-Tang was talking cream, I remember when I ain't know about the music, but watching Mike Jack show Tiny how to do it. Now Brenda's got a baby, that's with my mom playing Baby's Got Back. I ain't even having sex yet. Now it's 9-4 for the love of the money. Bone thugs, fast flows, them Ohio boys hungry. Yeah, I came up in them times, just sitting in my room drinking milk, writing rhymes. Bling bling, Juvie said, back that ass up, and Wayne was like, wobbly wobbly, what? Yeah, I'm a hip hop head, and if you getting hip hop money, it's hip hop feds. So make sure that your game is tight, and it's cool to freestyle, but you always right, cuz sitting in my room.
All right, we are live on Black Power Radio. Hey,
Black Power, y'all.
Black Power, Black Power. We were holding it down with a little music mix from local artists around the area.
Right
So
on,
if you
right
got some music you want to present to Black Power Radio, just email us. You can email newblackpantherdc@gmail.com and put it in MPV format, and we will play your music live on Black Power Radio. All right. I see my sister, Dr. Critical Truth Bay, in the bit. Come on,
Yes,
sis.
what's up?
I was holding it down long as I could.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. You know, Veteran Day, so we had a little extracurricular activities had to finish up. But
Okay.
still grateful to be on. How we doing out there, family?
We doing good. Well, it's just us right now. Everybody else running late.
Oh, okay.
It's all good. That means we can get our point across now.
Yes, ma'am. Are we live?
We are live. We have been live.
Okay.
We live.
Well, yes, ma'am. So we have some great information to share on today's show. Later on in the hour, we will have our special guest, Mr. Will Price from the Vyers Movement. What is that? It just sounds deep. We're going to talk about political strategy for we the people, how we need to organize and mobilize for January, and why we need to be self-determined with our own political strategies in order to get over that hurdle. So we'll be covering that and so much, much more on today's show. So we're so grateful again for you to join us on Black Power Radio. First and foremost, I want you to download Busy One Entertainment, Busy One Radio, where you can also hear the show live. And also, Queen Janae, if you can give the call letters where they can also share the show on YouTube and on Facebook.
Yes, you can go to Black Business Matters. That is Black Business Matters on YouTube. You can also go to Bossed Up Radio Show on Facebook. as well as Janae Earl, my original page, JANIEARLE, and share.
That's nice.
Yeah, so if you can't get in the studio, you can always go to YouTube and check out Black Business Matters. Okay.
Right
So
on.
it's been a busy day in Washington, D.C., I could say, for Happy Veterans Day to all our
Yes.
veterans, all our armed
Thank you.
servicemen. Yeah, thank you, brothers. All of our Black militia, all of our freedom fighters as well. It's your Veterans Day as well. Because I feel like a vet myself out here in this war. I swear.
Shit.
I
All
feel like
that
I've been
field
through
work.
10 tour, at least 5 tours of duty. Okay.
You
I'm
know,
telling
and
you,
it's nonstop. That's
it
right.
is non-stop. It really is, y'all. You have no idea what revolutionary Black families have to go through in militias. So,
Yes.
yes, but we do salute our armed forces. My dad was in the Air Force. My ex-husband was in the Navy. And a bunch of my cousins was in the Army. So, salute to the armed servicemen. Okay.
That's right. That's right. And I had a couple of my uncles also served. And it's a special place in my heart for veterans, particularly for fighting for a country that didn't give a doggone damn about us. But nonetheless,
Okay.
they served, and we got to protect our babies from any ongoing wars. So Veterans Day, yes, to celebrate our fallen soldiers, particularly those who are continuing to fight for us. We all are some type of soldiers, as you mentioned, in this struggle and keeping it real, keeping it happening. Who do we have on the sideline? Do we have Brother Ra
No,
down here?
nobody in the background but us today. That's why I said nobody came on the show yet.
Everybody, what
Yeah, we couldn't
audience?
beat them off there yesterday. I had to make them leave, but tonight they must be busy. So we
Yes,
got a full packed show that we can talk about the things that are going on. You know,
that's right.
did you okay? Just as a FYI topic of the day, have you seen this text message that is going around to all the different Black college students and regular people saying that we need to report to the plantation for duty?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all getting it
Oh
in
yes.
California too?
Oh yeah, everybody. I'm sure
Yeah.
a lot of people got that message, and to find out where it came from, that's what we need to know. Who do you
Exactly.
think started that nonsense?
Somebody with too much time on their hands, but the emotional triggers and trauma that it's causing is what I really want to discuss and talk about, because a lot of people, like, they really have this illusion of inclusion, like we already in the promised land and freedom then came and went. It ain't even happened yet. You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
It has not even happened for us in the United States of America. And it won't happen until we all
Yes.
agree that it's time for it to end. Like, they can only do to you what you will keep allowing them to do to you until you stand up and take your sovereignty, and you stand up and know your rights and make them uphold their constitution. Okay? Because what
That's
they're
right.
doing by these different things they're doing to us in the United States is unconstitutional. It violates our human rights, and until we
That's right.
fight to
That's right.
become a whole human instead of 3/5 of one, we're not gonna get nowhere. And they're gonna continue to belittle us and berate us and attack us, kill us at will, because we're not even classifying ourselves as human beings. What is an African American? Last
Right.
time I checked, it was some meat, wasn't it? A byproduct or something. So
Yeah.
we really need to be careful about what we
Yeah.
call ourselves and our status. So I just spent the entire day at the library researching like human rights, civil rights cases, and getting on there and doing it's a bill called it was the HJR 194, and it's the Pope's apology for American slavery. And it's a bill. It's an actual bill.
Talking about the House Resolution 194, right?
Yes. Yeah. House Resolution 194. Yes.
Yes.
So
I'm so glad you. Yes. I'm grateful you're on top of that because we actually spoke a little bit about it last week. HR 194. So I do suggest our people they do read that. This was a bill that was presented in 2008 by Stephen Cohen. And again, yeah, it is the direct apology for chattel slavery. And the funny thing is, they know what's up. I mean, it's a brilliantly written document, but what didn't happen behind that was some cash payment, was amends for this atrocious treatment towards us as African Americans. And I want to just clarify that word African American. It is such an important word that we really need to break down. Even though it's a term that Jesse Jackson came up with to coin us as the group of people that have not really that had our culture stolen from us, that had our everything taken from us. We were kidnapped and placed on this soil. There are many of our indigenous people by way of history. Actually, many of us were already on this soil. But the majority of us that was transported here, which was the heart of the transatlantic slave trade in 1619 and 1865. And actually, we are going to show you a little bit, family, of the actual bill. I put it in the chat, but I'm just going to read a couple of lines to you so that way you can know how important this bill is and why we need to push it forth concerning reparations. Restitution and reparations. And we don't have to reinvent the wheel. Not at all. This is the actual document. House Resolution 194. And in it, I'm going to read the first line. It says, whereas millions of Africans and their descendants were enslaved in the U.S. And the 13 American colonies from 1619 to 1865. Whereas slavery in America and no other form of involuntary servitude in history was captured and sold and auctioned like inanimate objects or animals. This is what's in this document, family. So please take a look at it, look it up, research it, study it, tell your kids, your grandkids about it, and let them know why reparations is due to us based on this document alone. So that's something, again, sharing, knowing, and knowledge is power is very important for us to fight this good fight, especially for descendants of chattel slave. So appreciate that. Thank you so much, Queen Janae.
You're welcome. You're welcome. No, thank you, because I was looking it up and I couldn't pinpoint it. But I have information to change my status from my indigenous status. So that's what I'm working on right now. So this is what we need to be teaching each other. It's a simple piece of paper, but you have to have these documents supporting it. So you have a reason why you're changing your status from African American to American Indian. Because I know my family is sovereign and from this land. I did my research. You have to go through ancestry.com for genealogy and pull up your family records all the way to the enslaver. Okay. We know who our enslavers are. My family's enslaver from my mama's side, his name was Robert Jonas Gage. And this was back in the, I can go all the way back to the 1600s in my family. 1628 is I think farthest I went. So
Okay.
You
Well,
know, but we are owed reparations. We are owed land. My family pretty much owns Greenwood, South Carolina. That's where he's buried at.
what?
Yes.
That's what's
Okay. And
up.
he married my great 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 grandmother. Her name was Charlotte Black, and she was a Yamasee Indian. And he
Mm.
had 19 children with her. Okay. So,
God,
and
that's what's up.
he willed, but that's the good part is he willed everything to those children. But nobody, if none of us ever claim it, the government took everything. You know what I'm saying?
That's
You only
right.
have so many generations to claim your inheritance, and then it goes into the war chest for the United
That's
States
right.
government, you know, and they use it to fund their wars.
Mm-hmm.
But
And they
when
want to
you know,
bank
you
on
know.
us. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
They want to bank on us not knowing this piece of history, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so grateful you mentioned that. So my ancestors actually came on something called the good ship Desire. My family slave name, you know, in some of our records, it read as Desire Desire. Some of us wasn't even given first names. We landed on the Boston Harbor in Massachusetts. So family goes way, way back as enslaved people. And I'm going to show you a little bit about our article as well. I'm going to leave that in the chat so anyone could check out my family lineage. But yes, this is why reparations is personal, because we still have not gotten repair from the treatment and all that came to us in 1619. So here we go, the desire and the beginning of the Massachusetts slave trade. And the cool part about this is that William Pierce, who was the captain of the ship, he utilized a cargo ship that was only meant to transport goods such as coffee, cocoa, sugar, spices at the time. And this ship actually drew the first 11 Negroes, as they label it in the historical documents, as a first time attempt to bring humans on this cargo ship. There we go. So in July, as you say, 1637, Governor John Winthrop of Boston Cay, he wrote the captive Pilgrims on the West Indies into slavery. And he said, we sent 15 of the boys and 2 women to Bermuda by Mr. Pierce. But he, missing it, carried them back to Providence Island, which is near the Boston Harbor. So it's very, very interesting. It's a very important family that you trace your lineage and get what's due to you, however it comes. Right now, it's about land. Land, land, land. That's worth its weight in any monetary value. We got to claim what's ours. Say, take it all back and make it all black. That's how
Black
we do.
power, and that's what we're doing. So we can't just be talking the talk. We got to walk the walk. You know, that's a lot of people saying, well, you know, if it was so easy, why don't you do it? It's like, we're not doing it because it's easy. We're doing it because it's necessary.
That's
Okay?
right.
And it's
Mm-hmm.
necessary. And at this point in time, it is necessary.
That's right.
Absolutely necessary for you to claim your lineage, claim your heritage and your cultural exchange as well. You know, this is not to say, oh, we don't want to associate with Africa. How can we not associate with
Mm-hmm.
Africa? But we are indigenous to this land. That's what they want us to think, that we supposed to go somewhere else. No, we can claim
Yeah.
this land right here. We sovereign right here on this land. And they cannot
Yes.
touch us. We just have to have a nationality to claim.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So get in the habit of claiming your nationality. If you don't know, ask. Okay, Google
You
it.
better ask somebody.
It's
That's right.
necessary. You know, it's all kind of classes. It's people, they gonna charge you for the information because guess what? It's a lot of information. You
It
know, and
is.
it's willing to do the effort. If you really want to be free, and experience true freedom in this lifetime, this is what you have to do necessarily. You know,
That's
you
right.
have to claim your sovereignty. And even the president, Donald Trump, is telling people to claim their sovereignty. You know, and
Okay,
then you
now
wonder
you
why.
better
Okay,
claim
so
it.
and I
And if they
saw some.
feel that, yeah, if they don't have a nationality, then they can adopt one. We have many African nations that
Mhm.
are allowing dual citizenship. So there's always somewhere for us to go if you don't know exactly your lineage, which there is a way that you can find out. But just for those who may be out of the loop, you're not really out of the loop. There's always somewhere for us to go.
Mhm.
So each one teach one. That's why we're here.
That is why
That's
we're here
what
on Black Power Radio, your most informative TV and radio show network. Okay,
any
so
week.
I'm gonna have some people come on probably a little later. Um, Later on, I'm waiting. I'm supposed to. I was running around. I didn't get a chance to send them the link. So we got a guest, Hocus from Clubhouse. He wants to come on. They're trying to do some activism with the hurricane victims,
Mm,
and they wanted to get together with some Panthers down in North Carolina to try to help serve those people, those families that are suffering from the hurricane still. So.
yes. We need our help down there. And there's so much devastation, so much devastation. As we learned from Katrina, you see the delay in resources going to our people. It's a shame, but definitely we are grateful for the groups that are stepping in, the organizations that are lending their support. So we definitely want to hold it down for the massacre. What the massive was it? Hurricane Helene? Was it that
Mhm.
ravaged through? Hmm. So many
Mhm.
families lost their homes, and our condolences to our Black families, to our families out there in general that have lost their lives. Nonetheless, we got to rebuild, family. We got to rebuild. Well, you did mention earlier today the text message, which I did um, receive that as well concerning the plantation. And then those who received that, I mean, right now they said that there is a FBI investigation that's happening as we speak. So yeah, it'll be interesting to know what the outcome of that will be. But we do have a testimony from what's her name, Michelle Monet Miller.
Mhm.
Monet Miller. I'm going to play a little clip of her as well. So if you did receive that text, yeah, they finna find out who did that, and we get down to the bottom of it. So let me share the screen right here, family. While we wait on, we do again have a Fun Pill Shock show today concerning the virus movement, the petition, and the need for self determination, our alternative party. So stay tuned. In the second hour, we should have our guest, Mr. Will Price, join us and tell us exactly why the importance of having our own individual party is important, our own strategy as descendants of chattel slave. And this is where we want to bring all our resources together primarily for that. Let me hold on, family. Here we go. Text message report. Okay. So let's hear what Miss Monet had to say. Here we go. And this happened the other day, right? On Monday. Here we go.
Yeah, I got it. It's coming up. It's just a little slow. Going up. Okay.
It's just taking a moment to load.
Yeah, gotta uncrank.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, ain't no sound, so I'm gonna read it. All right, so it says you're about to pick cotton to the nearest plantation. Be ready at 12 noon. The messages that were sent urge recipients, multiple states, Virginia and Georgia, to report to the nearest plantation. These offensive messages was enslavement of Black people in the United States.
Now you froze. You froze. Welcome, Busy One Radio. We are live on Black Power Radio Show. We just give Truth Bay a minute. He's coming in. Okay. All right. Welcome to Black Power Radio. I see you, Sister Melanie. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You hear me?
Yep, hear you loud and clear, Queen. Welcome, Black Power Radio. I think Dr. Truth Bay is froze. So we gonna give her a minute to leave out and come back in.
Okay.
Okay, so welcome to the stage, Black Power Radio.
Thank you,
What
my
you got
sister.
a report from Clubhouse for us?
Yes, I do. Hocus 45th Rabbit Hole should be coming in soon. I sent them the link. Hocus is going to be talking about his efforts to go to North Carolina and assist the people in North Carolina from the hurricane. And he's also going to talk about his roll call and his boxing. He's going to be doing some boxing to raise funds for his roll call. As you know, roll call is his Instagram page where he has turned in a lot of the pedophiles and rapists in New York City that have been raping our children, and some of the robbers who have been really robbing our seniors and women. A lot of stuff he's got going on. And I hope that everyone will enjoy the show tonight. But we've got to really focus on helping our people in North Carolina because the devastation was really traumatic. We still have missing people, and the Black Panthers that are there are in need of assistance. It's been a really tough time for them, and they're becoming exhausted. So they really need to be relieved.
Yes, it's been how many days now since the hurricane? Over 30 days, and they still living in tents and outdoors, and it's about to get cold. Thank God we've been blessed with a long, extended Indian summer.
Yes.
And it's not below zero temperatures yet, I can only imagine what them people are going through right now. So
we can only imagine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those people have been on that land for generations, and they're not giving up their land. They're not gonna just leave.
As they should.
Where are they gonna
That's
go?
right.
They've been living in the mountains their whole life.
Right. We have a lot of veterans up there who purchased land as well. This being Veterans Day, I think we need to send prayers and big ups to the Marines that decided to stay in that area, who purchased land, and their children. They're living up there. So, this is a major thing. And I think it's a damn disgrace that Kamala Harris decided only to send these people $750 when there's a whole Marine installation there. And these are government people, and it shouldn't be that way.
Right. That's a
These
doggone
are
shame. And I
American
tell
people,
you,
but they're treating them like they immigrants, like they squatters, and this is their home.
No, they're actually giving the immigrants money. This $750 is a loan.
Mm.
And if you don't
it's a
pay it back,
loan.
yes, ma'am, it's a loan. And if you don't pay it back, you can lose your property.
Oh, you need to stop playing with me. Oh
Mm.
no, 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 no. $750 is a loan. I gotta believe it to see it. This is a slap, two slaps in the face to who we stand for. While thousands and thousands of dollars are going towards Ukraine, the Russians, they try to highlight Haitians. They try to put us in there, but I tell you that when it comes to the immigration crisis, you have at least 12 million that entered into these doors the last 3 years, and possibly maybe 400,000. And I'm being very generous with that number, are of Haitian descent. And it was a shame that they tried to vilify and say that Haitians are getting this, which in general, no. They're not getting nowhere near the Venezuelans and the other migrants are getting. So yeah, so this is something that's embarrassing to say the
Well,
least.
what's really embarrassing is the Russians and the Ukrainians that came in here got houses, they got
Mhm,
cars, they got $5,000 to start up a business. Some of them got
mhm,
as much as $25,000 to start up a business. So I think
I'm
it's
sure.
a damn disgrace.
Yeah, absolutely. And the funny thing is, a lot of these small businesses, like I can hear in California, you have places like Starbucks and Subway, those stores. You have Ukrainian store owners. How did they get that job? That was part of the incentive. Some of them, still didn't speak full English, but here they're literally business owners. So it says a lot. And then on top of that, if you go to your local city council, city hall, or county board of supervisor, whatever area you live in, a lot of the secretaries and the front desk clerks and the interns are actual Ukrainians. So because they blend into what this government would like to see, a lot of people didn't question, but you rarely hear any issues with the Russian and Ukrainian migrants per se. So we got to keep our eyes open, family. We certainly gotta be clear on what the agenda is, and who they try to highlight. So we say, all right. So I think we got a national chairman in the house. Do we see Busy One? Is that Busy One in the house?
Busy
Yes.
One Radio. Oh, fancy
Hey.
discovered. I discovered Busy One Radio. Hey, I want to welcome everyone to Black Power Radio TV News, and we have the most informative radio and TV news network in the universe. We're just so happy to be with you and happy that you took out the time to join us tonight. You stayed away from the bar mitzvah. You didn't go to the Tiger Woods tournament. And I think you didn't join Venus and Serena down at the Arthur Ashe Tennis Court in Richmond, Virginia. But nevertheless, you are tuned into Black Power Radio, and we give you more of what you actually listen to radio for. And we're happy to have our host tonight with Sister Janae, joined by Sister Dr. and Critical Race Truth Bay, our National Minister of Justice, who's going around the country and around the world to free us from all of these forms of enslavement. Most of what you've heard tonight, it relates to some form of enslavement, and we're here to end all forms of enslavement, especially when it's focused on the heinous hate crimes that have been practiced on Black people. And we're here to break all of the traditions that have been previously established by the opposition for our unbenefit. This is the thing that my uncle taught me, to not be amongst the unbenefit. So we are welcoming you and all of your crew, and we're going to touch down in New York City, in Harlem, for the Black Friday. We'll be at Jeddah May in the name of and in the spirit of the most honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad for Black Friday weekend. Might be a whole weekend in New York. And so we're doing what we can to bring every Black revolutionary, every Black Panther, every Black activist, and all of the Pan-Africanists are welcome for us to celebrate our own economy, an economic agenda for the Black man, woman, and child to hold the Black dollar on Black Friday. All of the money that would be potentially spent. We only have a couple of weeks, brothers and sisters, to get every Black man, woman, and child, at least at minimum, aware that we are calling for an economic boycott, a complete boycott against the economy on November 29th. Don't spend 1 red cent with the opposition. And now the do it fluid is, can you do it? But we want to welcome you all. I'm going to turn over the mic and just, hey man, this is Monday, a day that we before on a Tuesday. So we saw the Democrat and the Repub do their thing. The Black Democrat, was not prepared for a victory. They didn't prepare themselves a victory, and nor were they prepared for the agony of defeat. Many of them are frustrated. They are ventilating their frustrations around the country and around the world. And we hope that you will duck them when they come for you. I don't know what you're going to do when they come for you. But if I see them coming, I'm going to duck. And then on your own politics. Use your own family value system. You will shame them in the game. The Republicans, they have destroyed the Democrat Party. I bear witness. From a DC perspective, they have absolutely destroyed the Democrat Party. With that said, I'm going to yield my mic and find out if you are interested in any form of politics or socialism. What is Donald the Duck Trump or the Orange Toupee guy? Who amongst his administration is going to be willing to enforce the Platinum 10, 15, whatever number? It's all Black rights, all Black education, Black jobs, Black money to incentives for Black businesses all through this Platinum program. And if they're not going to enforce it, we must move on and continue with politics for the Black man, woman, and child. For us and by us, the FUBU of politics, for us, by us. Black power and a strong Black military to black our call for Black revolution is the only solution that will aid and assist us in getting this gorilla and this beast off our back at this hour. Black power, Black power.
Black power. Very well said. And we got to continue on, family, with, again, our own brand of politics. So we actually had a little technical difficulty earlier. We were just discussing these random text messages that has been sent to your favorite Black neighbor, just offensive as all get out. And so we're going to have a sample video played of one student down in Alabama that was discussing the text message. Did any of you get the text of returning to your nearest plantation? If you really had to go, which plantation would you be headed to? That's what I'd be.
I'd be headed to the gun range. That's which one I'd be headed to. They can pick bullets out
They got the call.
Definitely won't be on the plantation.
That part right there. So let's see if we can actually get back into.
It's going to be about the Molotov cocktails, baby. I ain't even thinking about no gun. I'll burn your damn place down. You don't want me on no plantation.
Oh no!
We setting fires. We had no rain in about 30 days. The whole city would be on fire. Right.
On fire.
Set it ablaze.
Those pantaloons will be on fire. Okay.
Burn, baby, burn. Sorry.
Yeah, so this was on November 9th. family, literally the other day. And let's see if we can get. Right on, right on, right on. Ooh. Oh, what's going on here, family? Okay. Doesn't freeze.
I sat straight up in the bed and I said, not this, not today. Being that it was so shocking, I immediately texted the number back. Who is this? Oh my God, profanity. And then I even tried to call it. And that's when I found out it was like fake numbers. So it had already been discarded or whatever. And I was just like, you know what? This is to be expected.
All right.
And he was like, Uncle, I just got a text message and it said that we're going to be paid or picked up to be cotton pickers. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I read the message and then I was like, you don't have anything to worry about. But it was the next day that I found out that it was something that was, alarming, and it was going viral and that a lot of people was getting. We're not here for hate. We're not here to spew hate or anger or any of that. Who won, congratulations. But let's walk in peace and walk in love, because love covers everything at the end of the day.
I think the goal is to add fear and intimidation to a group of young people who have not experienced this type of direct hatred. And our response is to remind the young people where they come from, who they are, and that we do not sit back and allow people to threaten us without a response, a nonviolent, peaceful response, but a forceful response that this is our country. We're not returning to any plantation. We built this country. We'll continue to make this country move forward and live up to the promise that it gave all the citizens. We remember what the climate in the country was like from 2016 to 2020. And so it appears that it's returning to that type of climate. Very disappointing that individuals would target African Americans with such hateful comments and commentary, but we are prepared to respond. We've already reached out to our partners in law enforcement, both on the state, local, and federal level. And we're just going to make sure that we are vigilant to make sure that these threats do not escalate and that we continue to move forward in a progressive and peaceful manner.
All right. I don't know what's going on. We can't hear you, Chuck the Truth Bay. You're on mute. You're on mute, sis.
Oh, you see, they don't even want me to comment on that. Is it the same people? I don't know. I tell you, the damn disgrace. So I tell you, family, I mean, so many of my people that I know received this text message. It's really a mental traumatic experience for our young people, especially as he said, they never really experienced that. They only hear in the history books of chattel slavery, but to receive a text message of returning to the nearest plantation, I mean, we just can't be distracted, family, with nonsense. But nonetheless, as of the other day, the FBI has been investigating to see where the source of this text message came from. So if you are one of those lucky ones that received that, I did receive one of those text messages, just keep it for your records, because it's going to be needed, I guess, when this thing blows over, when we find out the source of this absolute heinous text message. So we'll keep you posted on that as well. So we had discussed, family, there is about less than 60 days till the new campaign, the new presidential elect to take space, and we got to prepare ourselves, family. We got to prepare and organize and mobilize our people. So there are alternatives that we'll be discussing in the upcoming hour. We do have our special guest, Miss Professor Will Price, that will be discussing the VIRES movement. And just in short, what is the VIRES movement? It is alternative, and that requires for our local politicians to adhere to the Black agenda. Now, if you remember about 4 years ago, the contract that Ice Cube had, contract for Black America. Do you guys remember that? This was back in 2021. This is one of many bills, many attempts to have a plan just for us. But Ice Cube, again, was as an artist, was vilified, and not a lot of people took this Black contract serious. Now, I think any type of contract, executive order concerning protections for Black people, those are the things that look right about now. Hold on. I just blanked out. Okay. One of those things is specifically legislation for Black folks, an anti-Black hate crime bill. These are the things that we have yet to see come to fruition. But there are ways that we can mobilize our people in the meantime, in the interim, to hold not only on a federal level, Congress and those who are going to be empowered, but our local officials. And this is the recall process. We'll talk a little bit more about that as well. So stay tuned, and thank you again, family, for joining us on Black Power Radio. We are here every Sunday and Monday for your listening pleasure, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and we want you just to chime in. Make sure you like and share this program, and join us every week. Now, November 23rd and 4th, we're going to have a spotlight on the artist series, where we are looking for spoken word artists, musicians, if you have an original song, or if you are just an outstanding singer. We're going to highlight for those 2 days, the week before what they call Indigenous Peoples Day. We celebrate Jena May here, but for that holiday week, we are going to highlight the artists, the conscious rappers, our arts and culture of that week. So stay tuned for that. So if you know anyone that is interested in becoming part of the movement or highlighting their artistry, please submit. We're going to put there in the chat. And Janae, can you give us an email that they can send their submissions to? Someone who they want to nominate or to be on air to perform their piece, please do tell.
Yes, you can send your music in MP4 format at newblackpantherdc@gmail.com. That's new, NEW, Black Panther, BLACK, Panther, PATHER, sorry, DC@gmail.com. And I'll leave it in the comment.
Yes, I just put it right in there. All right, so submit your work, family. So while we are waiting, who is on the stage with us that wants to give a little comment and pay some homage? I would say New World Warrior, want to say thank you for your service, sir, for fighting for a country that never gave a Ross cloud about us, but nonetheless, we appreciate your service today, sir.
Fewer words have never been spoken. Fighting for freedom that I didn't have before I left to come home to get treated like something worse than crap in America, the U.S. of A. What a day, what a day. If we were made in his image, then call us by our name. Most of the elect do not believe in God, but they fear us just the same. That's just a fact, y'all. Just left Nat Turner property. Had a wonderful day. Found more of the same as usual. Had a great time. It was very, very well attended. Very little support for the vendors as usual, because We didn't have no white vendors, so black folks didn't spend no money. So you know how it goes. Same old story, same old song. Goes all right and goes all wrong. Southern black folks had to be the dumbest thing on earth. We something else.
I tell you, we got to step up to the plate, family. Let's support our black businesses. Come on, come
If
on.
there ain't a white man or a white woman in it, you going home broke. Because that's what they're doing.
We have one of the most highest buying power in all the land. The GDP comes from us primarily, so we gotta keep it internal. Keep it internal.
They
Okay,
haven't
so-
heard Harold Melvin yet. He said, "Wake up, everybody." They refuse to wake up. Now let me help you understand why. Because it requires responsibility. We're black, but we're under personal attack because we fear responsibility. It's like men who love sex but don't want to raise the babies that they make. So this is what I tell brothers. I need you to get your punk behind back up in there and have as much fun raising these babies as you had making them. And until we tap into responsibility and deal with it tenaciously, I'm going to say it one more time. Until we tap into responsibility and deal with it tenaciously, like you do when you're hitting it, right? If you don't tap into responsibility, your ass is doomed. There is a genocidal plan slated for you, okay? You're dead already. Most of us dead while we still walking. And that's what the problem is. We don't support our own. I cried when I saw the National Black Theater close its doors and was totally destroyed because Barbara Ann Teer put her life, her heart and soul into that place, and her punk son sold it. Now it's gone, and niggas are okay with the fact that it's gonna be inside a white man's facility. It's like asking Nat Turner to plan his revolt in the white man's living room. We are sad. We truly are sad. About as bad as they gave smartphones to dumb Negroes, and then told the phone was free, but you have to pay a bill every month for the rest of your life. We are literally the happiest, stupid MFs on the doggone planet. I'm trying to be nice, y'all, but it's hard when you're facing people who are this damn dumb this late in the war. Love y'all. Stay strong, as if you have another choice.
Well,
Keeping it black and strong. Yes, sir. Thank you, New World, for the great service he's done for the many, many years. There are very few soldiers anywhere on the planet, and especially now in New York City or D.C., Atlanta areas, Los Angeles to Chicago, Houston. I mean, man, this guy served Vietnam, and we still go out and put up buildings. We don't put up no shack. New World, I tell you, we still active in construction, active in training, military. Just name the call, and I put me and New World out there right on the front line, and we will smoke most of the youngsters. I mean, doing the construction work, doing the military operations, doing the intellectual. Then he gonna outsing you, outdance you, and send you on your merry effing way. So I love me some New World up in here tonight. I'm just happy that he's here. Happy that you join us on the so-called Veterans Day. Veterans Day at this hour, and for Black Power and a strong Black revolution being the only solution. My.
Word to Big Bird.
Just another day in
All right,
America's
family.
toilet, and black folks are signed on to be America's 1, 2, or 3 ply toilet paper.
Yeah, well, we finna clean that up, sir. Let's encourage our people moving forward and help each one teach one, each one help each other. We have to be patient with each other, but also,
Each one teach 3 because one is too slow. We're in a crisis.
Yep, we're gonna correct each other, and because we all we got. So we got to continue, family, to operate in love. And so it's going to be the top of the hour, and we're going to play one of my favorite poets, Janika Hodges, and then we're going to skip in to our special guest. So who just jumped in on the stage? Who art thou? Welcome to Black Power Radio.
Look,
hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
Got some Brooklyn in the house. Welcome.
The Bronx.
Hey.
You got the Bronx in the house? Oh, he gonna isolate up here. He ain't gonna claim no Brooklyn in here tonight.
Big Bronx.
So welcome, Hocus. We're happy to have you here at Black Power Radio. We have the most informative radio talk show on anywhere in the full, complete, and entire universe. And we want to give us some rabbit hole information tonight and let Hocus tell us what his vision is. in entertainment, sports, boxing, and what his vision on the ground. And we're going into North Carolina as well. So come on live with us, Brother Hocus. Peace be unto you. Salam alaikum.
Sheikh, walaikum salam. What's good, my brother Sheikh? What's going on? Shout out to the whole panel.
You got
Thanks
it,
for
man.
having me. Yeah, we going to North Carolina, the rabbit hole. If y'all don't know what the rabbit hole is, let me just say it real quick. Hocus 4/5 Rabbit Hole, of course, named after myself. It's a community of like minds, critical thinkers, who we come together and we gather every night and to really try to shape the nature of reality, like for the future, for the youth and for ourselves also, right? Because we gotta live in it. So we really question everything. We go against the norm, and we get shadow banned for it. So we have to gather every night on Clubhouse and other platforms. So I am of course the founder of the Rabbit Hole, but we thousands deep. Sheikh is also a member of the Rabbit Hole. He's in there with us every night, and we in there building. And right now, right now, this weekend, Saturday, we will be going to North Carolina, Asheville, North Carolina, and in the surrounding areas to help the victims of Hurricane Helene, because the government said they ain't got no more money for them, right? But those people, I got fam out there, and, I got friends out there, and those people still in need. They're in need. Some of them can't take showers. Imagine not being able to take a shower. When's the last time you wasn't able to take a shower, even if you didn't want to at all? Like, what I'm saying? Some of them don't have soap. The children don't have shoes, clothes. Oh, one big thing they told me this morning, they told me water. They need a lot of water because some places they can go, they can get some canned food, they can get us a little clothes. Like those are things that they need too, but they said water. They need water. They need a lot of water because the water that they got is contaminated, of course, coming out of the faucet. And some people don't have water running in the faucet. Think about that. When's the last time you didn't have no water running in your faucet? You wasn't able to shower. You wasn't even able to drink water. So yeah, we going out there this Saturday, and we'll be mobbing.
Well, thank you for the work that you're doing in the field, brother. This is so important. Can you tell our listening audience how we can support, especially as you said, the basic necessities for our family back in North Carolina? How can we help?
Okay, so we do have an Amazon gift because we was accepting donations, like people could send us clothes and send us, toiletries and condiments or whatever. But it's a hassle with people, they busy. They get up and go to the the post office and send it out. So we do have an Amazon registry. If you could drop it in the chat, Yoli, if you could text it to them so they could drop it in the chat, that would be dope, because we'll get that stuff and we'll be able to bring it to them Saturday. And Cash App is Hocus 4/5 Rabbit Hole, like my name, like you see up there, Hocus 45TH Rabbit Hole, RABBITHOLE. Anything you donate, it will go to this cause. Trust and believe, it will. Everything. So that's how y'all can support out there. Really appreciate y'all.
Right on. So it is Hocus 4/5 the Rabbit Hole.
Hocus, no, it's Hocus 45TH. Hocus 4/5 Rabbit Hole. Just right, no the Rabbit Hole. Hocus. HOCUS 45TH RABBITHOLE. Hocus 45TH Rabbit Hole.
All right. Yes, thank you so much.
Well, giving you that recognition, Brother Hocus, of bringing that 4/5 Rabbit Hole and doing the work that you do, we want to acknowledge that this man is known for helping them from Bronx to Atlanta and reaching out. See, we believe right here at Black Power Radio that no organization, no network is any better than its ability to do effective community outreach. And I see this brother reaching out every day for the ordinary person, for the downside, the people that giving a voice to the voiceless, etc. So what has compelled you to go to North Carolina and reach out to those folks there, brother Hocus?
In the Rabbit Hole, we always thinking about how we can help people. I mean, it's just something like Sheikh, we've just been doing for years. When people was in trouble, they come to us, and I done help people during the pandemic. People lost their job because they didn't want to take the Jabberwocky. I done help them pay their mortgages. Help nurses, that lost their jobs. We didn't help them gather money up. So many people. We didn't help bail people out of jail. So, you know, we don't need them to come to us. Like, we see that they're in trouble, right? And then we keep hearing about it. And like we said, we got people around there and they're like, yo, they're not doing nothing for us. So we said, well, instead of complaining about what the government is not doing, let's just go do it ourselves. So, you know, we have a strong community, a strong network, because the rabbit hole is not just one area. The rabbit hole is syndicated. Like, we out there, you know what I'm saying? All across the nation and overseas. We have a wide audience, and not a wide audience, I wouldn't say a wide community, because we do come together, you know, to make things happen like we're doing right now. So that's what really compelled them. We see people in trouble, we want to help them. You know what I'm saying? Because we know it wasn't Mother Nature that did that to them either. We know that. But that's we gonna go down a rabbit hole for that. I'm not gonna do that to y'all.
Yes, sir.
We're gonna leave that for the rabbit hole.
When you all do give, when you get, I make sure he's going to leave here with a pocket full of money some kind of way. We're going to let him come here to Black Power Radio and blank. But we want you to make sure you put a footnote on it for nation building. This man is a builder of the character of the people, and then a builder that will help a man that's downtrodden with his rent, help a man that fell all the way out of society to get out of jail. And we see him live every day. He don't do it on part-time basis. He's on a full-time assignment here at the 4/5 Rabbit Hole and all around the world. And now he's here in our international connection here on Black Power Radio. So we thank you so much for saying that. I want you to give that, if you have any contact information, Brother Hokus, I want you to give that at least one more time for the numerically pure at heart right here at Black Power Radio, to give them one more time your contact information. And we're going to spread that love around and make sure that we arrive safely in Asheville, North Carolina, and wherever else we have to go in the region. But on your tick, Brother Hokus, now, give us the date and time you plan to arrive and how you plan about doing your piece on this. Is Saturday your day, or Friday or Saturday your day?
Saturday is the day. We will be out there early. I don't have an exact time yet. I think we will be out there maybe around 12 in the afternoon. I want to say around noon. I want to and we'll be out there all day. And I believe we will be spending the night. So that's the mission for the entire day. And if leading into the next day, if we got to go back out and do more, we will, if everything is not given out. So you can help us out by donating to Hokus 4/5 Rabbit Hole, HOCUS 45 THRABBITHOLE. Cash App. That's the Cash App. And the link for the registry, it should be in the chat. I don't know if Yoli sent it to y'all. But
yes. Out in the chat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother. All right. We are
and he has the best team of researchers consistently working. Sister Yoli, Sister Sensei, Sister Melody, and others that are there consistently pushing that information. Sister Lux and Sister Butters and Brother the Interpreter. And we got sucker free and no free. We got cheese with no breeze up and down that rabbit hole frequently every day. And we just want to thank him for dropping in here at Black Power Radio. So why don't you go ahead and give your closing remarks, Brother Hokus. And we got Brother Will. We met with him. And this is an outstanding black man that has his own social political network. And we want y'all to hear from him. Is he on board yet, Dr. Truth Bay? Is he on board?
He's on standby, yes.
Oh, he's on standby. So we know his time is short. So give your closing remarks, Brother Hokus, and we thank you. You're welcome. Our doors right here at Black Power Radio swing on welcome hinges, our phone lines, our doors, and we hope that you will open your home to Hokus and any member of the 4/5 Rabbit Hole. That's what we'll do here at the Black Panther Party, and all of those black activists, black motivators, and all of those black Pan-Africanists that are still loyal to we the people. Our doors swing on welcome hinges for Hokus and any member of the 4/5 Rabbit Hole. And Hokus, now with your closing remarks. You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, I would just say, man, I want to thank y'all, for having me. Black Power Radio, Black Power. I love the name. If you can, my closing remarks is, if you can help somebody, just do it. If you see somebody that needs some help, just do it. Even if you don't have it, have an attitude of always have an attitude of gratitude and be grateful. I was once in the cell facing life in prison. Now I'm here, and I'm just grateful just to be able to go use my own bathroom. You know what I mean? So humble yourself, be grateful, and always give. You're gonna get back tenfold, a millionfold.
We thank you
Thanks
for
for
that.
having
We
me. I
got some
appreciate y'all. Black Power Radio. Yeah,
Black
already.
Power. That's right. You can stay by or stand by if you like to be with us the rest of the show. But we're so grateful to have you on, Mr. Hocus Rabbit. Mr. Hocus.
I didn't tell y'all that I'm training for celebrity boxing, right? So
What?
I got a celebrity. Yeah, I got a celebrity boxing fight coming up. I forgot to mention that in December 14th. So I took a little time off to come do this. I got to go back to training, but definitely follow me on Instagram, Hocus45th. I got a fight coming up in celebrity boxing, and anybody that want to sponsor the fight, make sure y'all hit me up on my Instagram, Hocus45th. You can sponsor the fight. They are accepting sponsorships. But yeah, I got a real boxing match coming up, so I got to go finish training. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Hey, one more element right here at the Black Friday event, 125th Street in Harlem, New York, at the Adam Clayton Powell State Building. We're asking people nationwide to hold their Black Friday money because we want to buy Hocus a boxing gym in his choice of Bronx, DC, Atlanta, where he sees fit. But we want to hold that money and make a community buy and write a economic agenda for we the people that is not a stimulus for Best Buy, Staples, Starbucks, McDeville's, Murder King Burger. We want to be a stimulus package for we the people. And we'll start with the boxing gym for Hocus so he can do that entertainment boxing on a higher level. And we want to thank you all again. And thank you again, Hocus. Power to
Well,
you.
we got another spirit that's there with love frequency. I love that. Would you like to give a shout out to our listening audience? Thank you for coming on Black Power Radio.
Peace, family. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate y'all. I'm just here, in support of Hocus. I work hand in hand with him. And I just really want to just say thank you to you all for having us here and allowing us on this beautiful platform to share and for supporting us. And I really want to give a big, big shout out to Queen Melody and also to Chic. They're always in the rabbit hole with us every night, every morning. And honestly, they were a huge inspiration on why we want to go to North Carolina and do this because Miss Melody would come into the room every day and was telling us what was going on out there, things that we were not aware of, but she knew what was going on because she had those connections that are out there. And so it got to a point where we're like, we have to do something. So, and she's also been a liaison with communicating with us back and forth on our logistics and getting up there. So, I just really want to say gratitude to you, Miss Melody and Chic, and to all of you. And I'm definitely going to be listening in more and following this show here. It's really dope. And I love how supportive you guys are of just everybody, the businesses and so I'll definitely be back. Thank you for having us.
Yes,
power to the people. Power to the people. Yes. This sister, I have to big up this sister. This sister is a former Marine, and she is very skilled in her job. She is definitely going to be bringing to North Carolina some backpacks that will include first aid kits and other things that are necessary for the people. Blankets and stuff will be issued as well as warm clothing for adults and children. And anyone who is in the North Carolina area and is listening to this show, please hit up Hocus and at least meet him when he arrives so that he can know where the hot spots are for the people that we have been helping as Black Panthers. All power to the people.
Power to the people. Thank you so much, Spirits, for coming on in. And please don't be a stranger. Shout out to the Rabbit Hole on Clubhouse. All right. So that being said, we are going to our musical break. Poem by Chanika Hodges. And then we'll circle right back to our host of the hour. You're listening in to Black Power Radio, and we thank you again for joining us, family. Right here. Power to the people.
Let's call a spade a spade. Let's call a pitchfork a pitchfork. Let's just say we know what a posse look like, what a mob can do. We know about chasing ghosts. We know about finding ourselves in dark rooms. We know about safety in numbers. Let's admit that the town people ain't never been afraid of the giant, that the body has always been bigger than the head, that the power has always been with, of, and for the people. So let's just tell the truth. Let's just be honest. Let's talk back. Let's march to infirmary. Let's outline some points, and let us speak of police who will step over our sleeping children to shoot their fathers and ask why they woke and ask why we have guns. We cannot forget how whales sound escaping from a siren or a boy. Let us call little Bobby's name. Let's call little Bobby's mama. Let's put her on the phone with Wanda Johnson or Sabrina Fulton. Let's talk about how easy it is to choke, how America's gravest mass shooting is durational, collective. Let's say Wounded Knee and never again. Let's say Move on HQ and never again. Let's say it in the same breath as Flint, in the same water as everywhere we have been drowned. Let's say America and mean necessarily the trail we wept to get here, the choppy ocean that fought to kill us. Let's say Los Angeles and Philadelphia and Accra, and mean the parts of the world who knew revolution as we did, black and impoverished and just coming back from a war like always. Say, let's talk about money as if the first U.S. bailout wasn't stocked in the hull of a slave ship. Oh, but we ain't supposed to talk about that. We ain't supposed to talk about cotton. We ain't supposed to talk about that gin. We ain't supposed to talk about Jim Crow. We supposed to be post. We ain't supposed to ask for what's owed. We're supposed to be thankful to a tyrant. We supposed to kowtow. We supposed to back down. We supposed to not talk about our ache or what we've missed or how we ain't never had a language or a flag or even a proper family reunion. We are never going to know the names of the people who died for us to live in terror. Let us admit that the idea of Africa is still an offense punishable by death. We are not to dream of going home, not to speak of what has been stolen, not to feed our children, not even to let our hair take flight. We ain't supposed to do anything but die. Not nothing. We supposed to die. We supposed to not even know we supposed to die. We supposed to not speak that we know we're supposed to die. We're supposed to watch our sisters rub crack chalk on their eyes. We're supposed to sit and eat stale crust and look on from the outside. What kind of party is that? Let's start our own. We're supposed to sit here and wait till somebody let us stop waiting on freedom like it's the whooping cough. Stop hoping freedom is going to court us on a Thursday date night. Quit crossing our legs and biding our time and biting our nails. It's our birthright, and they will lie to us and tell us we are violent for wanting peace. Peace is our dowry. We wed to a democracy that keeps taking off its ring. We married to a decadent system that mocks squalor and honor. We saw what they do to our leaders. We see how they're trying to string us up. There are bodies on the asphalt. There are members in holding. There are lines drawn all around us, and they closing in tight. There's a courthouse. There's a free breakfast. There's Emery's pen. There are Tarika's fingers, Sonia's poems, and Bobby's plans in kitchen. There are instruments of light and joy. There are folks waiting on orders. There are children in the hallway singing songs about our mothers. These blues people in their black leather. There are teenagers sneaking into our meetings. There are old folks who are both afraid and resentful. They didn't do this first, but some did. Some dusted off their pistols and got right to it, right here on Grover MLK, right here on 10th Street, right here out front of McClymonds and Merritt. Come on, real revolution. Come, real revolution. Come, real fire and fake alibi. Come some Sunday when some brother comes to with the visceral realization that he lost sanity to a country that would have his breath on a plaque, would have his head without thinking and mounted. He's either going to want to get even or get freedom. The whole
Sister's
universe
right there with us. I think you may have to stop the movement with your mic.
The matter is white folks' freedom depends on ours. And we've outgrown a binary that excludes all other comrades. We're talking about all
I don't know
people,
if it's our network
all the people. Let's take all the
if
power,
you're moving,
all the power,
whatever mic
all
you're
the power,
speaking into,
all the
if you
people,
can hold that
all the people,
completely
all the
still,
people, all the power.
I believe
all the
you'll
power,
be clear.
All power to the people.
All power to the people. It was running fine on our end. Or it might have been yours.
On mine too. Black Power.
Black Power.
Okay,
That
so
was
we're
a
gonna need
powerful
it.
interview right
If we
there.
can get the sister to, if she can get that mic completely still, and then you can move your body, but not the mic, I think that will cause you to be clear to us. Go ahead.
All right. Do we have technical difficulties, family? Can you hear my black voice?
We can hear fine. I think he was having problems on his end in the Matrix.
All right,
Okay.
National Chairman. All right. So we are grateful. Thank you again for joining us on Black Power Radio. We can give a shout out to our listening audience and to Busy One for holding it down. So make sure you download the app, share, like, and subscribe. to Black Power Radio every Sunday and Monday. So without further ado, family, we're talking about the alternative for we the people, called the VIRES Movement. And we have our very special guest here tonight, Professor Will Price. Yay! Thank you for coming on Black Power Radio.
Peace, family. Thank you.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
All right.
Yes. Tell us a little bit about this very important phenomenon for we the people. What is the VIRES Movement and why is it so important for us?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. The bottom line is we've been taught that we don't have much power, that we don't have much leverage to bring about change. And the fact is we have more than we ever thought. It's just that we don't exercise it. So what VIRES Movement is all about is collective organizing and using our voice in a way that our elected officials have to respond, because we have a two-pronged approach to bringing about change. One is prove that the power of the people really is stronger than the people in power. It takes 1,500 signatures to be able to make your elected official attend a town hall meeting where we can hold them accountable for responding to our demands. The problem is we've never made demands that the people could show directly that we expect them to fulfill if they don't, well, let me say it differently. And you have to forgive me, this is my first time doing this. So.
Are you doing well? You're doing well. This is inevitable. So I wanted to backtrack a little bit on the significance on this brother right here. Now, as far as us on morning radio show, Wise Words of One Gong, and he actually was referred to by another church member up in the Bay Area in Sacramento. And I don't think nobody really grasps and understand the need for an alternative. What we just went through with the California reparations bills on how our local politicians, California Legislative Black Caucus, did the dirty deed and literally did not put these reparations bills on the floor. It was blindsided. This was August 31st. So now we're in November, family. And we're like, what actually can we do as a group of people, descendants of chattel slaves in particular, for us to really let our voice be heard, to really mobilize and be respected as a group where these demands, we call them requested demands, to be met. And here, Brother Will and VIRES Movement and this petition, which we'll go over, just dropped in our laps. So here we are. And now we are going to introduce to you, family. So I need you to take notes. You better be up here with some notepads ready to take notes, because we are about to drop this proposal on what's needed. And so here we are. Brother Will.
Well done, and thank you again. And thank you again. Yeah, the long and short is that there's a lot of things that happen on Capitol Hill that we as voters don't exercise any control over, although it impacts our lives in ways that we just accept. For instance, I think there's a new tax bill on gas, 65 cents a gallon's going up. Why? Because the elected officials just decided to do it. The problem is that property taxes, things associated with funding wars, things that we could control, we don't hold our elected officials accountable for doing what we want them to do. So based on precedent set by Ralph Nader, he proved that you can get 1,500 signatures, 5-4. Excuse me?
Hold on, Brother Will, National Chairman. We are good to go. He might have some technical difficulties on his end.
Yeah.
All right, go on, brother.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So let me start over and say that one of the biggest challenges that we have as a people is making sure that we make our voices known in a way that our elected officials have to respond to. The best way to do that is with a petition that has associated with it, not just proof that we have people organized around a particular issue, whether it's reparations or whether it's taxes on gas or even the way they use property taxes. These are things that our elected officials make the decisions on that we could control if we held them accountable for representing our interests. So what we did was we came up with a strategy based on precedents that Ralph Nader proved that if you can get 500 signatures, you can get a representative. And if you can get 1,000 signatures, you can get a senator to attend a town hall meeting. At this town hall meeting, you have the ability to hold your elected official accountable for addressing your issues. Now, to the degree that you tell them, look, there's ways to solve problems that you are not responding to that we can do better without you. For instance, and let me give you an example, and then you'll understand why this is a two-pronged approach to bringing about change that we, the people, need. Are you aware that Medicare, the reason that they can't get cheap discounts on drugs is because they don't allow, or the pharmaceutical companies have paid them not to allow them to get negotiated prices? Are you with me? Okay.
Oh, yes, we're here.
Okay. Okay. Well, all right. So here's the deal. If you have the ability to do something better than your elected officials, for instance, like tell them to allow Medicare to get negotiated prices on medications, then automatically we can save trillions off of the cost of spending for healthcare, for housing, and other things important to us. In order to be able to use that effectively for our advantage, we let our elected officials know that we expect them to give us that vote for the reduced prices, or we will recall them. Now that's where the power of the viresmovement.com comes in, the petition. If you have the 1,500 signatures and you have the ability to get outcomes that don't require an act of Congress, but that your elected officials will have to respond to, then you have the ability to hold them accountable for doing what you want. Or you can initiate the recall process, which then allows us to change the outcome of their decisions. And that's where the petition comes in. So viresmovement.com is a petition, and it has 3 elements in it where we're articulating what our expectations are. And if our elected officials refuse to do what we want, then we will initiate the recall process, and we can get all types of changes to the policies that are being presented without necessarily having to rely on the election, without having to allow them to proceed until, the damage is done. This is a way to interrupt the process and to actually force outcomes that we want sooner than later. And I'll stop there to hear any.
Yes, sir. Man, you just gave us a lot to think about right now. The recall process, my God, how important is that? Now, for family, for those who may not know what the recall process is, depending on what state you live in, you have the option to actually remove an elected official, or it could even be a school board member that you are displeased with their actions. A certain number of signatures in that area has to be vetted. First and foremost, you got to identify the politician you want to recall, or why you want to recall them, and the reasons why they need to be recalled immediately. So those are the options. Those are the first publications in order to make the statement that I would like to have this governor removed from office because he made our life unbearable. So it has to be, specific reasons. So we try to do that twice in California with Gavin Newsom. 5 million signatures the first time, still didn't recall. Then 1.5 million signatures later on this year, and still no recall. So it is a lengthy process, very necessary process. But again, family, this is your right to remove these officials immediately before the elected term. So you don't have to wait another 2 or 4 years to remove that local offensive politician out of office. And this is where we want to highlight for you to exercise that right. So, Brother Will, can you explain a little bit more of the importance of exercising the right for the recall process in your state?
Okay, well, thank you. The fact that the people who are making decisions about things like property taxes, which is the number one reason people are losing their houses, for instance, all of those policies are set by the people that we voted for, and they're making these decisions based on the donors, not on what we, the voting public, want them to do. So the idea that we have a petition that can tell our elected officials that we, number one, we want to hold them accountable for smarter use of our resources. And if they refuse, then we can initiate the process, simply because that's how we exercise our democracy. That's how we get them to respond to us as voters, as opposed to just the donors. So the whole idea of virusmovement.com is to give us the ability to collect signatures enough to be able to hold a town hall meeting where we will let our elected officials know specifically what we expect them to do. At the virusmovement.com website, you will find a petition and a survey where you can articulate, or you can check off the issues that are important to you. The idea is that once we get to 1,500 signatures, we will notify the people who sign it, as well as the elected officials, to let them know what it is that we expect them to do if, in fact, they want to remain unchallenged, if, in fact, they want to be our representative. Because if they don't do as we need them to do, then we have to replace them, because right now we have a Congress that is hostile to a lot of the issues and interests of our people. And I'm not just talking about Black people, I'm talking about poor and working people. And to the degree that those are the ones who are essential to our supply chain, to our safety net, to actually fixing our infrastructure, these are jobs that we need, that we know they're going to be replaced because the elected officials, those in charge, aren't really held accountable for protecting the voters. Well, the virusmovement.com website, it'll give you the petition and the ability to list your priorities so that we can let our officials know what we want them to do. And this is a process that we do believe we can have a dramatic impact on what happens as it relates to checks and balances to protect our interests in this new administration.
Right on. And so I wanted to go over the actual petition, family. So if you log on to virsmovement.com, that's VHIERS movement.com. There you'll be able to see a child for the petition, and we're going to read the most important parts of it as well, where this plan is here to overcome the influence of money in politics. So the recall process will actually absolutely shake their status and their comfortability in them seats. Them Democratic demons, this is their time. They gotta go. They gotta go. So what we're requesting from local politicians, it says, if you cannot match or surpass the positive impact of our solutions, so family, in your area, your organizations, your group, your township, your parish, to make sure that they already have an organizing table and where you have a list of requests or demands to present to your local politician. Once you do that, you could present it, whether, let's take a city council member for example, and you say that we would like, especially reparations is on top of that game, but you could say we would like more equity for the Black businesses in this area. So make sure you draft that up, organize all the Black businesses that are affected, and make sure that you set a time and a date with your local official. So if it's a city council or state Congress, state Senate, you let them know. Then finally, at the upcoming town hall meeting, you must sign a loyalty pact. And this is what we did last month in Leimert Park. We had 3 elected candidates. One was representing the 43rd district of Maxine Waters, Stephen Williams. Then we had Grace Yu that was running for LA City Council District 10. And then we had Frank Cassio that was running for State Assembly District 55. So these members, we created a pledge and requesting that they support reparations in the Black agenda. And they showed up and they signed. And so by reaffirming this loyalty pact designed by your area for your specific need, they expect that the expectations are not to betray the trust of what we the people are presenting. And so it says, I consent to initiating immediate recall proceedings by signing the petition. So this is a very specific strategy, folks. Whoever's in that seat come January, you let them know these voting people in this area would like to have these things held accountable for. And lastly, rest assured, we will diligently collect the 1,500 signatures, and 1,500 is a number. It could be a whole lot more, 15,000 if you want, for your voting district to move forward and hold you accountable. Once achieved, you will hear from us, your constituents, about the upcoming town hall meeting date in which you will set it up in your area. And we need not depend on election night to get results. And when you click on the actual petition, this survey, very simplistic. Okay, it says organize, read our petition. And online, you just fill out the box. It says, I agree with the petition stance to support this cause. You click no or yes. Hopefully you click yes. You put in your name and your zip code and your email address, your telephone. And these are the top priorities, family. Reparations and restorative justice. Number 2, end U.S. support for all wars. Number 3, kitchen table issues, cost of living. Number 4, healthcare, mental health. Number 5, corporate greed, workers' rights. Number 6, housing and economic development. Number 7, criminal justice and prison reform. And last but not least, family, other. And when you click on other, you'll have an option to type in what it is that it pertains that's not on that list. So that being said, are you an eligible voter? Of course, yes, born and raised up in here. And then you put interested in 100% grassroots co-op coming soon. And then you could explain to us the fires.org movement, fire sale, and then tell us more if you want to put some more in there. And then, of course, notifications, you want emails, newsletters, and texts of the update of the petition survey you just filled out. And then you click submit. And I tell you, how powerful this petition is that it gives us a tally of who our Black folks in need, who are voting population, are, and they have a certain amount of time to respond to this. If they don't, they get recalled. So there we have it in a nutshell. So, Brother Will, can you elaborate a little bit more on this particular survey?
Okay, well, the survey is really designed to allow the people in a voting district to document what is important to them, because too often the ones who write the checks make the decisions about what the politicians talk about, and they all talk about the same thing, but they don't implement policies that protects our interests. So the idea of this petition is to give the people who sign it the opportunity to say exactly what's most important to them and any other issues. Again, once we get the 1,500 signatures and you all let us know what's important to you, we will make sure that your elected officials know your priorities and they know what you expect them to address when they attend this town hall meeting. So this is all about the people writing, making their voice heard in a way that their representatives and senators have to respond to, which is the only way we can have the checks and balances in DC, who are supposed to provide some guardrails for what the administration does. And I don't know that their agenda upcoming necessarily reflects, and protects our interests as voters. So the 1,500 signature drive is designed to give us that level of support and leverage over our elected officials so we can make sure they hear us and they respond, because if they don't, again, that's where the power of the recall comes in.
Recall for everyone. You get a recall. You get a recall. And they get a recall. We're going to pass it out.
We definitely need to recall Congresswoman Eleanor Norton Holmes here in Washington, D.C. I don't know how she actually won her seat without even campaigning. And that's only from name recognition, not because of, and it's not to demean what she has done in her prior years of good health and wellness, but she's 80-something years old, and there's no way she can perform at top speed in this economy we're living in Washington, D.C. I mean, we did have her incumbent, Brother Kamon Freeman, on a couple weeks ago, and he didn't even get 6% of the vote, but I believe it was just from lack of knowledge. Not acknowledging that this seat is important to Washington D.C. And nobody runs against her because we don't have statehood yet. So she just holding this seat in Congress, but I don't know if she just don't have the right kind of power or what, but it's not representing what the 2024 Washington D.C. looks like. You know what I'm saying? Wow. It's not helping us. So we're gonna try to figure out how to get Kamon to contest that and re-elect somebody for Congress that can make some real change here in Washington D.C. That's great.
That's right. And what district? What district was Freeman running for?
She's the Congresswoman of Washington D.C.
No, I'm saying what seat was he campaigning for? Freeman.
Congress. Her seat, Eleanor Norton Holmes' seat in Congress for Washington D.C.
All right, just want to know what
we got representing us.
It's ridiculous.
And it is. It's because DC is in such a dismay. Our mayor acts more like the governor of the world. The mayor, you know what I'm saying? She's got more power than the president in Washington D.C. And it's like the decisions that are being made are completely biased, very racial, very, even though she's a Black woman, that don't mean, you know what I'm saying, she's not doing what she can in D.C., but the face of D.C. has changed so much and so drastically till, we don't even recognize our own city, and we make you feel like you're not even welcome in your own city, and that's the breakdown that we're having. So it's like we don't have nowhere to go. We can't live in certain places without, and be ourselves. They're putting us in all these high-rise apartments that we can't afford and we'll never own. So there's no more ownership in DC like it used to be. My family grew up in a house that they owned for generations, So
and that's the thing. They're trying to get rid of
everything. We dealing with it.
They're trying to get rid of the middle class. So they want extreme poverty and the uber rich. And that really is why we got to pay attention, family, and start implementing this process of signing the petition and recalling your local politicians. Brother Will?
One of the things that I really want to stress is this is a grassroots movement. We're just now getting it off the ground. And the way we describe it is it's a two-pronged or a two-fold solution. The first is with the Fires movement that allows us to show strength in numbers, that we can organize enough to be able to hold our elected officials accountable. But the second part of this is fires.org. There's a link at the top of the website in the menu called FIRES. FIRES is an acronym that's spelled P-H-I-E-R-S. The PH makes the F sound, as in like philosophy. And the whole idea is that if we can, the VA gets huge discounts because it negotiates on behalf of 10 million veterans. The problem is fewer than 10% of veterans get the benefits because most veterans don't get their benefits from the VA. They get them from Medicare and Medicaid, who cannot negotiate for lower drug prices, who cannot get volume discounts. And as a result, they literally spend tens of thousands of dollars for the same pill that the VA gets for less than $1. So what we realize is that if we could create what's called just a group membership co-op, where we use collective bargaining to buy as a group, we can qualify for bigger discounts than even the VA gets. And that would literally save the government more than enough money to give, they'll spend pennies on the dollar for their meds. That's enough to get us checks to deal with inflation, to help us with housing and food challenges, as well as to pay for a lot of other issues we need without requiring an act of Congress. So what we have is a group membership club. That's at FIRES.org, PHIERS.org. That's where we get strength in numbers to prove we can generate savings to pay for benefits that we expect our elected officials to either adopt or they have to step aside, because there's no reason that the government's wasting all this money making the wealthy richer at our expense. They don't care about us. This is a way to prove that we can get the discounts to pay for outcomes we want without requiring them, which is what gives us leverage and as it relates to the 1,500 signature drive. Because as it says, power concedes nothing without a demand, but the demand has to have teeth. And if we can organize and buy medications as a group, then we can get the discounts needed to pay for things that they're denying us. And that's how we can actually hold them accountable for making decisions that protects our interests. So it's a 1-2 punch. Viresmovement.com gives us strength in numbers and leverage, and FIRES.org gives us the ability to generate the savings needed to give benefits to our communities, to our people, and to address problems that we really need taken care of now as opposed to later. So that's the purpose.
Right on. Power to the people. All right, family. So log on to viresmovement.com. Take a look at the petition. It's very simplistic. We got to start somewhere. We got to start somewhere. And I know we got to repeat things 5, 6, 8,000 times, but family, we don't got much time to waste. We have to have our own pathway and let our local elected officials know exactly the power of the Black vote. So we're taking another step further. So the recall process. This is what I want you to look into your own state. Here in California, we had a very specific recall process. Every other state is different. So we can highlight Kentucky. Going to Kentucky, we're going to the fair. And we have our youth mentor here on the line with us as well. We're going to hear a little bit from Sensei Noah. So we thank you, Sensei, for joining us. Welcome to Black Power Radio. You are in the house.
Thank you. I go by Sensei Noah. I'm an A&R, and I run strategy for Universal Music Group. I have a decade of experience. I've charted at least 20 artists. You know, I've done the thing in the industry, and I'm just doing a lot of digital marketing, civic engagement. As far as Kentucky goes, right? I'm here with you guys now.
Right on. We were just talking about the recall process. So tell us a little bit about the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Who do we need to recall?
The Commonwealth of Kentucky doesn't actually have we do have a recall. Hold on one second. We do have a recall structure, but it's mainly judicial, and it has to happen via misconduct by an official. We also have impeachment as far as recall here.
All right, so this is why you got to look into your state. Just Google your state and the recall process in your state, and it tells you precisely what the procedures have to be. Because California is liberal, you don't have to go through the court system. But as we hear with Kentucky, it's one of the most racist states on the planet, and therefore they want to make sure you jump through hoops and go through the court system in order to remove a corrupted official. What exactly do you want to see in the future of politics in Kentucky after the election? What do you expect to see in those seats?
I would definitely like to see a lot more Black people, people that look like me in these seats, right? Only 12% here in Kentucky sit in seats as far as the system, right? I would like there to be, just better ethics when it comes to cleaning up the jails and the prisons, right? Because I've seen a lot as far as the jail systems go here. Under 2,000 calories a day. They're not giving underwear. They can't have. They're not met with certain things that other inmates are met with. as far as toothbrushes, stuff like that. You don't have access to libraries or anything like that down here. It's really ridiculous, and the entire system here in the Capitol specifically is ran by the sheriffs and the sheriff department. It's all sheriffs that run it. They own it. They take half of your money if it's sent in. They take it's just really ridiculous. And when you get out, they're expecting you to find jobs and things like that. But since we're not a progressive state, things tend to stay the same here, right? They're not really inclined to change. So it's just a lot of you get the same thing. People are trying to. One of our black city commissioners, Katricia Walridge, was expressing the idea of putting industrial here, and they don't support it. They won't support it, right? So the jobs here are limited. It's all over the place.
I am so not surprised. Not surprised at all. It's such a shame. Such a shame. So we want to definitely see some change with the prison reform. As we spoke about with Prop 6, that's one of the issues that I believe is voted no to remove the word slavery and forced labor in the state prison. So I'm going to play that clip on a recent news outlet that gave the tally on Proposition 6. What it is, we spoke about it with Brother Sam Brown that joined us a couple of weeks ago on that as well. So, Brother Sensei, can you tell us the future of Kentucky youth? Exactly what's happening in Kentucky to mobilize our young people out there in Louisville and Frankfort and beyond?
Yes, we've been engaging with the government. We have 120 counties here. We've been engaging them specifically for civic engagement, right? Especially in the poverty areas. Kentucky ranks 7th amongst the United States as far as poverty rate goes. So it's just
Brother Sensei, did we lose you? Oh, they done got our boy. They done got our boy Sensei. Ooh, yeah. We're sending an SOS out to you, brother.
Yeah, it might be. He's still here, but he might have some technical difficulties. So we have on the stage, we do have Queen Charlotte here. I invited her to come on with MAP. You want to tell us about your organization, Queen Charlotte? Unmute your mic.
Welcome to Black Power Radio.
You gotta unmute your mic.
Let me see how I do that.
Okay, we got you. We can hear you.
Okay, my name is Charlotte Brown, and I'm with MAP. I'm the community organizer. That's Make America as Perceived. And our mission is basically to galvanize the community to, bring the pressure on the United States Congress and our federal government to pay the Negro reparations that they've been on us since the movement started in the 18th century. This movement started around 1738. And as you know, many of yourselves have been working on reparations and put the infrastructure all in place so that today there's no need to meet anymore about it, because there's been many books that have been written and the infrastructure has been laid, that there is legitimate cause and we are owed readily reparations for building this country. And that's basically what our mission is. Thank you for the invitation.
Make America as Perceived. I like that. That's the counteract to MAGA. It's not what is great again. It's what is perceived. I love that. We thank you. So where are you based out of, and how can we support your efforts?
We're based out of Washington, D.C., and we're just kind of getting up and going right now. So, but to support us basically is to just, I think just when we have different activities and and get out in the community and talk to people, is think about joining our organization as a member. And so we hope to get boots on the ground in the very near future to talk to the community about becoming a member of MAP.
All right. Well, we definitely want to help. Yeah, we definitely want to help push that, which is why we need your people to get on the petition at virusmovement.com, have them sign that petition. Let their voice be counted, not just heard, but counted, because we have to show up in numbers nationwide to let our local politicians know that they are no longer in power. It is we, the people. We, the people. So grateful to
I
have
think
you
you'll be
on.
pushing that. Do they have any type of information when I go into the community? I'll take that with me and present that to the community as well, because it's a great strategy. It's so needed, and I think that's why our society, our civilization has declined the way it has, because we haven't known how to exercise our civic duty as being really the people in control of America, as the republic and not the representatives. So if you have any literature information, I'll be glad
Yes,
to.
actually, you log on to it's online, and you can actually print out the petition. You go to virusmovement.com. That's VHIERS movement.com. Once you click on it, you'll see the let for petition. Click on petition, and there it is right there. What it is in a short, beautiful form, why we're going to, the verbiage that you need to speak to concerning your local elected official. And from what I hear, Congress Holmes needs to be probably one of them to get her out of there. No offense, but it's really about the people. It's about what our interest is. So mobilize your people in that fashion and have them sign the petition, and that'll be recorded as their PAC. That is your local area, 1,500 signatures that is definite for that area in DC. So I want you to own it, because this, again, is also grassroots movement. And we're going to have some closing statements from the creator and founder of the Virus Movement, Professor Will Price.
But thank you again. And, we do have an opportunity to bring about real change, because regardless of what happened with the election, we know that it was a popularity contest, and whoever had the most money to spend might have won. I think Ms. Harris spent over $1 billion and didn't really get the outcome she was looking for, but none of that matters. What matters is that at the local level, we can get control and leverage over our whoever's in office, and make sure that our voice is not just heard, but they protect and respect what it is we want them to do. And the whole idea behind the 1,500 signature drive literally is to be able to get that leverage over them. And if you check the box saying that, hey, when this co-op exists, because again, it's grassroots, as soon as we have enough people join, then the benefits and the notifications and everything goes out to everyone, so that we do know that there is more to this than just an idea. The fact is, this is the start. And we believe that between now and Inauguration Day, we can get enough leverage to actually make sure that when they start implementing policies, they understand that they will be held accountable. And it's not just a free-for-all, do as you choose. It is an opportunity to do what your elected or the people who put you in office want you to do, instead of just the donors. And this is how we bring about change that's necessary.
That's right. It's really taking our power back, family. So how do you feel about that, sister? And then thank you for the MAP movement. Is there a link or something that you like to put in the chat so we can support your efforts in DC?
Not at this time, but I will have something that I can, forward to your show, and you can put it in the future.
All right. Well, sister,
thank you for the shout out. It was kind of unexpected, but thank you for the shout out. Thank you, Queen Janae. I appreciate that. I was just kind of coming in to listen to this. Is my first time hearing, the radio show. It's a great movement. Great. Thank you so much for the work y'all done, and for keeping the issues alive about us as a people, and the destruction of us as a people in this country.
But it is power to the people, literally, family. So let's exercise that right, because at the end of the day, we all we got. But right now, we have to change the course and direction and utilize something as small as signing a petition. But there's a lot more mobilizing that needs to happen. Let's support our grassroots mobilizers on the ground floor, organizing our youth, out in these streets, our loved ones behind the wall, they are the ones that we're fighting for. They are the first and foremost. So this is only the beginning, and I'm ready. I got my boots strapped up. I got my army gear. Woo! I ain't behind a desk on Facebook as our national chairman. No look, Instagram, no ham. No, we out in these streets for real, continuing the struggle for black empowerment and self-determination. So with that being said, I'm so grateful again to our listening audience for tuning in on Black Power Radio. We do have a few minutes left on the show, and we're going to relinquish the mic back to our host, Queen Janae, and our national chairman, Sheikh Imam Akbar.
All right. All power to the people. There you have it. We come from all areas, all aspects, all over the world, giving you the real Black Power news on Black Power Radio TV network. I'm just excited that things are coming together for us as a nation, and just don't give up the fight. That's one thing I learned from Sheikh Imam Akbar is do not give up the fight. It might look dismal, but we know that there ain't nobody else coming to do this type of work. We're here. We got to save ourselves. We got to sign these petitions. We have to study these House resolutions. We've got to get our sovereignty. At first I was like, it ain't gonna matter. Nothing we do gonna matter, blah, blah, blah. Then you realize people are making changes and it does matter. It really does matter. And they are seeing real wealth and real results for the first time because they took the time to study these bills and study their rights, and they sitting back like, why don't y'all get it? This is what you have to do. You have to make a move. You can't continue to just do the same thing and sing the same songs. It's, oh, woe is me. Woe is me. When am I gonna be free? You got to take your damn freedom. Okay?
Take it all back.
Organize against the opposition. You have got to educate, agitate, and organize. Ain't that right? That Baba New World? You got to.
Yes, ma'am. And along with that, you got to understand the process that these devils have been using to trick us all along. Because now that we're wiser, we have to be more tenacious about getting in there and understanding what the processes are that they've been using to trip us up and screw us out of elections. Like what you found out the other day, the brother had Prop 6 on there, but they simply re-articulated it. So many people who are not literal don't understand the articulation trick that was pulled, so they just skip over it. And white folks do the same thing like they did in the theaters when Spike Lee put his movie on. They would sell you a ticket that didn't have his name on it to let you go see his movie. So they screwed him out of his money by simply rewording a ticket. See what I'm saying? White people have always been devils, and black people are just stupid, so it don't work. You put stupid and wicked together, it's a bad combination. So you got to understand you're dealing with a devil. You have to wise up people up to get people to understand when you take these political positions, you have to go in and agitate the foolishness, educate the foolish people, see what I'm saying? So you can begin to do the work necessary, because white people will always be crooked, but we have to educate ourselves, because you're not dealing with righteous people. And some of us sell out, like with the politicians and others. When black folks get in position, they initially go in to generally help the people. But as we always know, they opt out for coochie, politics, and power. And if you don't understand what they're doing to you, you'll get defeated by the process. And that's what they've always done. They've never stopped being wicked. But we have to stop being stupid. You can defeat them anytime you like, but you have to be aware of what you're dealing with. Like the story about the snake. You knew what I was when you picked me up. Okay, they've been this way all along. It's not going to change. They can't get better. Okay, they are master deceivers suffering from terminal blood lust and insatiable greed. That's just a fact. I dropped my money.
Right on, right on. Right on. Take it all back, make it all black.
Just like that.
Yes, I'm totally grateful, family, for our show today. And we're going to highlight the results of Prop 6. We're going to give you a follow-up and go into detail, hopefully with our brother Sam Brown, that can chime in. But we do have some other subject that we are going to be tackling next week. So please stay tuned with us. We're here every Sunday and Monday, your most informative radio show on the planet. Black Power Radio will soon be the most offensive radio show on the planet. And that is exactly what we're here to do. We're not here to just give you information. If you feel offended, that means you got to get up and do something. We got to fix this stuff here, family. So this is your friendly neighborhood policy analyst, Dr. Truth Bay. And we circle back to our national chairman, Sheikh Imam Akbar. Wrap up this show.
If they're really offended, tell them to buy their soul back.
It's real for real.
National Chairman.
It's real.
National Chairman. We got to send out an APB. Send out an APB on the chairman. We want to say thank you, Brother Will Price. I don't know if he's still on the line, but thank you for coming on the show and sharing the virus movement. Again, family, log on to thevirusmovement.com, sign the petition, share it, print it out. You can print it out if you like, and mobilize the people in your area. This is going to be one of the top priorities for us to let our voices resonate with the recall process. And that's what it's all about, right? So hopefully you've been taking notes, family. And we're going to close out the show. So do we have any last minute musical vibes that we can put on there? Some Black Power vibes I'd like to hear for us to jam out.
I'll try to find something. I don't know how black we gonna get, but we gonna get there.
we can get paper brown black.
We can get as close as we can. We need some
Go and wake up everybody, or there's a war going on back here.
No, we gotta get it. We gotta get it uploaded. Okay, so we're gonna go out with the winner. Oh goodness. All right. Your Black Power Radio show.
Be nice. Bye, y'all. Always on time. You're never late. Stay on.